What's up guys, welcome back to another video of me, Super7, and today my friends we are back with another Sker ritual video. First things first, have you noticed how I didn't call this Sker ritual and I actually called this Sker ritual? Also notice how we're not scurrying around anymore, and this is thanks to the most recent video that has been shared by Sker ritual on the Bafta channel. Inside of this video, WalesInteractive give you an insight to how they came to be, how they survived as a studio, and how they got to Sker ritual. It was also covered that it's not Sker ritual, not in Welsh anyway, it's Sker ritual. And because of my lack of Welsh accent,
I'm still not saying it right.
if you've ever wanted to see what it took for WalesInteractive to become a studio and to get an idea of what it's like for WalesInteractive behind the scenes whilst working on Sker ritual, and to learn about the different games that they've already worked on and the ones that they would like to work on, and in general what actually made them decide to make Sker ritual, then down inside of my description I will leave a link to this video, as it's a really interesting one, and I think we can kind of use this video to speculate on what's to come. So shortly after the launch of Sker ritual, we got the confirmation that we would be getting a PS5 hard copy. This left a lot of people on Xbox wondering if they would be getting a copy for Sker ritual, but inside of this they spoke about how they work on all of the different box art. They have a company that they're friends with who happen to be Welsh as well, and they've been a really good distributor for them, helping them ship physical copies of Sker ritual. And inside this video we actually got a screenshot where they were interviewing one of the people who work for WalesInteractive, and they were showing the art of a Xbox disc, confirming what we already knew, that we would be getting a copy for Xbox, but this is now showing that it's in its next stage. Interestingly enough, it's not mentioned inside of this video, but they show that Made of Sker is on Nintendo Switch. So I'm not sure if we're ever going to see this, but could we possibly get a copy of Sker ritual for the Nintendo Switch? In previous years, something that hasn't actually come to light, Nintendo were on about having a partnership with Microsoft to get old Call of Duty games onto the Nintendo Switch system. So as of right now, this hasn't actually happened, and so if Sker ritual was able to get itself onto the Nintendo system, it would essentially be the first zombies wave-based game that is very similar to Call of Duty to be on that particular system. And I know for a fact that anybody who plays on the Nintendo Switch would love to have this game because of how portable it would be, and I'm already quite aware that we can already do this essentially through Steam. If you want a portable edition, we can always use the Steam Deck, and I know that we can also use the ROG Ally, and of course with an abundance of different portable PC consoles. It was also really cool to be able to see how they planned the boss fight for House of the Damned inside of what they call their playground, which essentially reminds me of the Black Ops 3 mod tools which I've worked with. Also inside of this, and this is literally pure speculation and take it with a grain of salt because it could be absolutely nothing, but while Daniel was talking, which is the lead environmental artist at Sker ritual, we had two masks, but one of them we've already seen and the other one we haven't. Some of this footage was taken after and before House of the Damned's launch, and one of the masks that we haven't actually seen, and I've gone back and I've checked that it's not a Sker pass, it's definitely not on my mask list, it's not a DLC, and it seems to be a frog. Now either this is going to be a new enemy coming in Tides of Terror and I'm totally wrong, or this is a new frog mask and is one of the first assets that we might see in the Sker pass. Overall, this video was quite interesting. It was nice to be able to see what WalesInteractive stand for as a company. It was also good to get an insight into their operations on a personal level, and while this wasn't confirmed in the video, it did come across to me like Sker ritual wasn't really something they expected to put as much time into as they are at the moment, and that they are a tight-knit bunch of developers and level designers and artists. It did also come across like Sker ritual won't be getting updates for the long haul, and that eventually WalesInteractive will eventually move focus onto another game. And also whether if this is going to be part of Sker ritual or it's going to be an entirely new game when they do eventually move on, that also wasn't confirmed. But they did like to say that while they're known for horror, movie games and stealth games, they will essentially hit us like a ton of bricks, as we won't know what they're going to do next. They believe that they will surprise us at every turn. Now I know that WalesInteractive have been working on Sker ritual for about 3 years now, but I do feel like there's a lot to still be explored in the world of Sker. So even if Sker ritual Ritual doesn't get continued, I definitely think that they need to keep pushing this game's universe. Whether if they dive into another game and they do like MMO, I don't know if I would play an MMO, but I definitely would support Wales Interactive with whatever they decide next. But I do definitely think that there are layers of Elizabeth's story and Arwen's story and even Thomas's story that are still yet to be unfolded. I know myself and many of my friends who I've been making recently through the Sker Ritual community would love to continue to see it being updates to Sker and continue to be able to see the game be a wave-based shooter and the narrative continue to be expelled in the same way. This video is just something that I wanted to make. It's not one of my 11 great banger videos that I had planned. This was just something that came out today and I was like, oh, I want to make a video about that and I want to touch on it a little bit. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this. I've done a little bit of a different type of video for this today. It's not going to be overly edited. I'm just going to chuck that out there with a decent thumbnail and just hope you guys enjoy this little bit of a conversation really and just my thoughts on what I've seen in this video. I want to say massive thank you though to all of the developers. I appreciate all of your hard work. I respect that you're a small team. You don't have loads and loads of people working behind like this 100 people force. I get that, but sometimes the smaller things in life and especially smaller teams can deliver something that's more personalized to its player base because you guys are actually in the Discord, you're talking to people, you're getting feedback, you're listening. The developers, there's 5 of you, whether if you're an artist or you're a developer or whatever. When I say a dev, I mean there are 5 individuals that are working on this game and each of you have developed and delivered a really decent experience. And although we may sometimes be saying we want extreme camo grinds and we want these crazy features that just seem overly impossible because it's just such a grand thing, I think it's easy to forget that you are a small team. But that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate the work that you have done for Sker Ritual and Sker Ritual or whatever, however I say it. I know I'm absolutely butchering it now. When I look back at all my videos, I'm going to know I said it wrong. But yeah, again, this is another letter to the developers and the artists and everybody who's involved with Sker. Thank you very much for allowing me to have a platform and a game and to come back out of basically what was like a retirement on YouTube. I had basically left. I wasn't sure if I was coming back, but your game actually gave me something to come back to. And also it's given me a niche into the Call of Duty market as well. So hopefully I can continue to do that. I will also try my hardest to continue to support Wales Interactive's products going forward. It doesn't matter if I get sponsorships or any crazy stuff like that. I will just do that because Wales Interactive have done a real good thing for me by developing a game that has given me endless hours of fun. And I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me. Like even if you've come to the point now where you haven't got much to do in the game, it did definitely do that. It gave you a lot of hours of fun before you were even at the end of it. Anyways guys, I've been Silver's7. You've been absolutely awesome. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Make sure to smash like, comment and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat.